Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. May 19th, 2024 is your deadline. Do not miss it. I'm going to touch base on that, give you the overview, give you the to-dos here in this video. So please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, May 19th is when the digestive system updated rating schedule goes into effect for the VA. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, that means that if you are rated for a current digestive system ailment, you're grandfathered into any, we'll call it negative changes. However, if any of the changes are positive, once that date hits May 19th, you need to decide if you need to file for an increase. Now, that could happen for some folks. Celiac disease would be a great example. IBS would be a great example because they're removing the 0%, making 10% be the floor, adding a 20%. Then we have GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, which, well, kind of on the fence with it. There is a higher rating that can be assigned, and that's at 80%, so that is fantastic. However, for many people out there, reaching that 80% will be difficult. Even reaching the 50% may be difficult compared to the current rating schedule for GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. You may be better off trying to get a 60% on the current rating schedule. So what can you do is the question now. Well, we know it's coming, and that is the most important thing. Many times what happens is these types of rule changes go into effect. You have no clue until it's too late, and then we say, I wish I would have known because I would have done this or that. You are in a golden opportunity here, and again, I'm telling you, May 19th is the date, and it's really the expiration date of the old rating schedule for those conditions. What I would do, and what I suggest, is if you're planning on filing a condition for any of the impacted conditions, and primarily they're going to be your celiac disease, your IBS, your hemorrhoids is another one that's affected, and for the better. And then you have the GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Those are probably the big four changes. For the most part, I think that they're moving in the right direction. But again, GERD is one that I would be wary of. So let's focus on GERD for a second here. So gastroesophageal reflux disease, current rating schedule identifies the signs and symptoms that you would typically associate with GERD and utilize those to assign a rating. What do those things include? Well, in order to reach the 60% threshold, you're going to see things like heartburn, difficulty swallowing, vomit, regurgitation, pain in your sternum, pain in your shoulder or your arm, material weight loss, blood in your vomit, blood in your stool, and a significant impairment to your health, which really, I mean, at any level, GERD can cause a significant impairment to your health simply because it's eroding your esophagus, and you could develop esophageal cancer. So, if you meet most of that I just rattled off, you may qualify for a 60% rating on the current schedule. Now, if you've never filed for GERD before in the past, or you have a low rating for GERD currently, like say a 10%, and you think you may warrant a higher percentage based on the current schedule, then throw in an intent to file today. Remember that intent to file is going to do a couple things for you. One, it takes the pressure off. Because you put the intent to file in prior to the May 19th expiration date of the current rating schedule, you are preserving that rating schedule for yourself, for that condition, or for whatever conditions you are going to apply for. So you're going to put in that intent to file. That buys you 12 months. Now, you absolutely must file a claim within that first 12 months of your intent to file in order to make sure that your rating schedule is preserved. Now, here's a great part about this, and chances are very slim that you're going to get rated before the rate change, because it's only, 49 days away. So, with that being said, as long as they decide your claim after May 19th, but you preserved the date before that with your intent to file, if they decide your claim after May 19th, which is highly probable, what's going to happen is they're going to look at your overall situation, your C&P exam, your doctor's notes, your DBQ from your doctor if you did one, all of that stuff, and they're going to sit them side by side, the rating schedules, right? Old rating schedule, new rating schedule. They're going to look at both of them, and they're going to see, well, maybe on the new rating schedule, you would warrant a 10% rating. But on the old rating schedule, you rate a 60, just to say. So what they would do there is they would go ahead and grandfather you in, give you that 60% rating on the old schedule because you filed your claim prior to the effective date of the new schedule or the expiration date of the old schedule. This is really, really important because the change to GERD specifically is dramatic. The way that they used to rate GERD, and I rattled off the signs and symptoms and durations and all that good stuff. Well, I guess there's not durations, but the signs and symptoms that are associated with GERD currently. The current rating schedule for gastroesophageal reflux disease puts you in a bucket of up to 60% for ratings, and that's what they're looking at. They utilize the hiatal hernia rating schedule to assign that rating, which we all know can pay out a substantial amount of money. If you're looking at, 30%, if you're moving from a 30 to a 60, that 60% combined with your other ratings could push you to 100. If you're married with a child, that's over $4,000 a month of tax-free additional income. So this is something that we really need to pay attention to because I guess really it's a high value claim for you, right? So now what they're doing is they're taking GERD away from hiatal hernia criteria and they're placing it under esophageal stricture criteria, which sucks if you don't really have those ailments, but it's good if you do. Now, one of the things that they're looking at with esophageal stricture is it's basically the tightening of the esophagus, and they're looking at different ways in which you would get treatment for that tightening, such as dropping down a balloon and blowing it up, dilation. So there's different ways that they're looking at it, and I'll dive a little deeper into that. I just wanted to let you know that you get to play both sides of this fence for a very short period of time. Put your intent to file in now and be rated on both schedules and given the highest rating. So take advantage of that. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.